Welcome, creators. I'm Carla, aka Moon the Storyteller, and I'm a wife, a mom, a nurse, a podcast host, a voice actor, founder of Black Girl Comics, and founder of the Zelda Awards. And of course, a comic book marketer. And this space is where strategy meets alchemy. So last summer, I led the marketing team for the Epiphany Engine, the largest Black indie crossover event in history. We raised over $60,000 through collective fire and vision. So this isn't just about marketing. It's about transformation, specifically your transformation. Season 2 is here, so let's transmute your story into legacy. All right, creators, welcome back to another episode of Comic Book Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Carla, aka Moon the Storyteller. And this season, we're getting right to the heart of what it takes to actually sell your comics without burning out, without selling out, or second guessing yourself every step of the way. So before I jump into this month's lesson, I want to first say thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I realize that I'm helping a lot of creators, but there comes a point where I too must create boundaries for myself, especially my creative boundaries. So moving forward, this podcast will be once a month, the first Friday of every month. This will give you the entire month to put into practice what you are learning. Now, if you want weekly lessons from me, you can stay tuned to the end of the show to find out how. So today we're talking about the 3 B's of your sales funnel: brand awareness, brand trust, and brand customer. You remember back from season 1, we talked about this is the very first episode. The 3 B's, the only sales funnel you will ever need to know to sell your books: brand awareness, brand trust, brand customer. So whether you are an old time listener, you've been listening to me for the past few months, or you are brand new, you're going to want to stick with me, okay? All right, so the first step in your funnel is brand awareness. Simply, do people know you exist? Brand awareness is about visibility, the actions you're taking to put at your comic, your brand, your face, your laugh, your personality, whatever's forward in your business, it's putting that in front of people, okay? And also putting your why in front of people, putting your value in front of people, okay? So simply, the first easiest thing is posting consistently on social, whether it be Blue Sky, whether it be Meta, whether it be TikTok. Post consistently, okay? And I do encourage all creators to start posting on LinkedIn, okay? LinkedIn is a place where you can network with fellow creatives that you may not necessarily network with on Meta. So I would encourage one of those platforms to be LinkedIn, okay? Also, it could be showing up to Comic-Cons, okay? Hosting a panel, right? Doing interviews. Also, emailing your list consistently. I'm not as great with this as I used to be, but now that I am resigning from my full-time job to pursue writing and just this part of my, just kind of step into what I really love, I'm going to just really, really reconnect with my audience, through my email list. Also, collaborating with other creators, right? Collaborating with other creators. So I have the privilege of being hired to write for a fellow creator for an upcoming issue of his ongoing series. So I'll tell you more about that as when I can announce it, but collaborate with other creators, right? Show people, who you are, what you're about, not only, in the context of this creator, but also their audience, right? All right. So if you remember this from season 1, I really want to ask yourself. I want to ask you, and I need you to ask yourself, have you been doing that? Have you been bringing awareness to your brand? Okay. Has your audience grown? Are you getting any traction? More likes, more follows, more engagement, more email subscriptions, more podcast downloads, more conversations to your inbox? If not, then you need to step it up. Okay? You need to work on your visibility strategy. Okay? Because guess what? You can't sell a secret. All right, step 2, brand trust. Brand awareness gets attention. Brand trust keeps that attention. Brand awareness gets attention. Brand trust keeps attention. Okay, so this is the middle of your funnel. It's where people decide if you're serious, consistent, and worth investing in. This is where the relationship starts, right? Brand awareness, you caught their eye. Hey. But brand trust is when you start to have the conversation, right? So again, how do you build trust? All right. We talked about this in season 1, but we're going to talk about it again. Show up consistently, deliver value, tell stories from, stories that can bring value to your audience, lessons learned, right? Share your creative process. Be authentic. Even if it's a very small way, be authentic. So ask yourself, do people feel like they know your creative brand? They may not know you personally, right? We're not gonna, nobody is going to really know who the real Carla is, right? But I feel like I have done a good job letting people know what my brand is, right? Then that's where I really want you to ask yourself, do people really know what your brand is? Okay. Remember, if people don't trust your intentions or your execution, they're not going to buy from you. Not today, not tomorrow, not anytime. All right, brand customer. Brand customer. I got to work on my accent. Sometimes my accent comes out, y'all. Brand, it always comes out, but sometimes it really comes out, especially when I'm tired. All right, brand customer. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of the funnel. This is where all your hard work pays off. This is where you should be making sales. That's the ultimate goal, right? Making sales. If your awareness strategy is strong, your trust strategy is strong, sales are going to be the natural result, not a forced one. But if you're skipping the whole brand awareness, if you're skipping the whole brand trust, then you may not see as many sales as you think. And it's when it's time to drop the Kickstarter or post your link, you may not get a lot of people supporting you. Okay? So again, are you showing up? Do people know you exist? Are you building trust? Are people getting to know your brand? Are you converting? So this simple. This is your funnel. Brand customer, brand trust. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't flip that. No. Brand awareness, brand trust, brand customer. One more time. Brand awareness, brand trust, brand customer. All right. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, I had a long day. But I think that's pretty much it. That is pretty much so. So I've told you, like, this podcast is going to be once a month, right? This is going to be once a month. But if you want to enjoy more, if you want to learn more from me, if you want to have direct access to me, if you want a customized, personalized strategies, feedback on your content, join my Meta group. Okay? Join my Meta community. All right? Now, the first 30 days are on me. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay anything. Inside the group, you'll get free weekly lessons instead of monthly lessons. You get feedback, okay? You get customized strategy and a monthly coaching call. And you get to interact with the other creatives that are in the space. And no upfront repayment is required. No upfront payment is required. So what I'll do at the end of the 30 days, I'll reach out to you with the email that you provided when you join the group. And I'll say, hey, you want to continue? If so, this is 30, it's going to be $37 a month. $37 a month. And think about how valuable, just for $37, you are getting actionable, transformative suggestions, advice to level up your comic book marketing strategy. So I wish I had something like this when I was, first starting out, but I didn't. But I did have help, but not like this. All right, y'all. So again, if you want to join my Meta community for 30 days free of charge, that link is in the show notes. All right, so that is it. Again, just remember your sales funnel: brand awareness, brand trust, and brand customer. All right, y'all. See you next month, or maybe I'll see you in the Meta group.